Everybody, welcome back to homerecordingmadeeasy.com, and here on the YouTube channel in this time out, this is part three of our Softube Console 1 MK3 video series. If you missed parts 1 and 2, click the link in the description box below. As a matter of fact, I think there'll be a playlist there for all the videos we're doing with the Softube Console 1. And this is part 3. We're going to do a little bit of mixing. We're going to throw this up here. We're going to get a little bit of mixing happening. I have to adjust my headphones there. And that's what we're going to do in this video, show you how easy it is to work with the plugin, work with the unit here, and we'll see what it kind of sounds like. And then you can make your own decision on whether you think this thing is the workflow or will fit into your workflow. And again, if you want to check out one of these, make sure you click the link in the description box and go out to Sweetwater and pick one up for yourself today. That's an affiliate link, and thank you so much in advance if you decide to use that. It really does help support the channel. Also, I want to make sure that I say thank you very much to Softube for sending this unit to me so I can do these series of videos for you, but they don't pay me for the video, and this will be given away. I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to give it away as a prize as part of our next cover song mixing challenge. And you say, what's that all about, Dave? Stay tuned. Depending on when you're watching this video, that's going to happen sometime in the mid part of February of 2024. So stay tuned to homerecordingmadeeasy.com. And speaking of homerecordingmadeeasy.com, if you want to learn not only more about when's the next cover song mixing challenge happens, how am I going to get a chance to win this thing from you? You got to make sure you go to homerecordingmadeeasy.com. Make sure you click on the orange button on the website there, right on the homepage, and download your free mixing course. We're talking about mixing here. So let's download that free course at no cost to you. It's my gift to you just for visiting Home Recording Made Easy. And once you download that course, you'll be on our email list there, and you'll know when the next cover song mixing challenge is coming up, where you get a chance to win this beautiful brand new Softube Console 1 MK3. So that's what we're going to do in this video. Thank you. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Okay, so here we go. We got it up here. You'll see. Now, I will tell you, in the next video we're going to do after this is you're going to see my likes and dislikes of the Softube Console 1, the final video in our series. And the one thing that I do dislike about this thing, although it's not a big deal, but it was the same thing for the first version, the MK2. So I got a little bit of foam propped up underneath here just to get the angle up a little bit, because when it sits on the bench, it's hard for me to see and to get it so it's lit up on camera. So if you see a slight angle down this way, it's because I got a piece of foam underneath the front of it here to lift it up. I really wish they made some kind of a foot or feet or stand or something. They don't have one. So that's one of the things I don't like about this, but it's not a big deal. But just so you can tell, if it looks a little weird, that's why, so I can see it better. Also, because I got this microphone in front of me here, it's somewhat out of my way, but I'll let you know if it's impeding my way here. But anyhow, so we're going to listen to this track here. I threw the Console 1 on all our tracks here. Oh, you can't see it because this is in the way, but let me just get rid of this for a second. So you'll see the Console 1 plugins across all these tracks: drums, bass, acoustic, electric, and piano. And this, you can open this up, and this is the one version of the plugin. We talked about this in the last video, where what makes this really cool is, you know, if you were on the road and you were traveling and you don't have your Console 1 with you, you can still do everything that you can do from the hardware, from this plugin right here, this version of the plugin. And you have to have this version of plugin, the VST version, instantiated against all the tracks. So then the Softube Console 1, the hardware, also will do some of your DAW commands like solo, mute, pan, and those kinds of things. So we're gonna put this up across all the tracks here. But when we open up our plugin, let me just bring this back so you can see it again. When we open up our plugin, we're just going to hit this on button here at the top left-hand corner, and that's going to bring up a different version of the plugin. This is not the plugin that's here on the insert. They're two different plugins, but you have to have the first one. I believe you have to have the first one across all the tracks if you want to use all the DAW features. Does that make sense? Don't worry about it if it doesn't make sense. It's really quite simple. So we're going to do that here today. So I just threw this on. Everything is set to default. Nothing is really on. Let me give you kind of a listen to what we're going to be dealing with. Here's the music we're going to kind of deal with, and then we're going to do a quick little mix it up, work on this thing, give you my thoughts on how this thing kind of feels. Here we go. Oh, got to turn it on, right, Dave? Here we go. Okay, that's what we're dealing with. Okay, so let's bring this back to the beginning. Got a little bit of a loop here. Let's open up our console one. We're on a kick track here. We're going to select it here, and we're just going to work with this a little bit. So let's do that. Let's solo this up. Let's play back this kick. So there's the kick we're dealing with. So the first thing we can do here, if we want to change right now we're using the core channel strip, the mixing suite channel strip that comes with, or comes with the Softube. But if you hit this load button here, you'll see a little thing pops up on your screen here. We can select the different consoles we have installed on our system. It also happens here on this LCD screen, which I don't like. It's too small. I can't see it, especially with the lighting and everything to make this thing so you can see it on camera. It's hard for me to read. But you can see here by using this red knob here, we can cycle through our consoles. So I have the American Class A, the Brick Class A, the Console 1 Fader Discrete, Console 1 Fader Tube, and then we have the core mixing suite, which is what you guys are going to have because these are all paid plugins, I believe, after that. So we're going to stick with the one that comes for free, and then we're just going to hit OK. So let's go ahead and let's start with our tape preamp section. Turn that on. We have a low cut. Some input gain. Low cut, high cuts. Okay, we don't need any of that for now. Let's go to our shape. So this is our shape, which is our kind of distortion or our saturation. We have a sustained punch, and we have our gate here. Let's see if we can use our gate a little bit, because I got to tell you, a lot of snare bleed. So cool. The punch gives you kind of a transient designer kind of a thing, which is kind of nice. Sustain gives you just that a little bit more sustain. The gate works pretty well as far as getting rid of a lot of that snare bleed. Doesn't cut it out completely, but it does work well. What I like about these two, these are all touch sensitive knobs here. You can see as I'm touching them, things are lighting up a little bit more. Again, you may not see that as well with all the bright lights here for the video, but trust me, it does. Pretty cool. We can shut it off here. Not bad. Let's go to EQ. Let's turn that on. So we get our low frequencies here, 60 Hertz, perfect. We don't want a shelf. Bell. Maybe a little bit of 8K maybe. I'll get over here with this hand. From that to that. A little bit of compression. Okay, so we got a little bit of compression here, a little bit of drive. We also see we have our meter here on this screen, which is kind of cool. Let's check out the drive and the character here. So character all the way to the left, you get a little bit more of the point, a little more to the right. It's going to shave off some of that transient. So there we go. And then if you want to close this and you want to control the fader volume, you'll see here that if you hit this red knob here, there's our fader volume right there. You can open this back up. Whoops, I didn't want to go that way. Did I want to do that? Nope, I wanted to, there we go, mode. Okay, now let's go over to our, what's this, kick out. That's our kick out mic. And we still have our kick in here. So let's go back to track 1. There's our kick out. We're at track 2 now. We'll tape. Probably get some of the gate happening here too. A little more preamp. Let's turn on that EQ. And then we can do a high shelf here maybe. Not what we want, is it? Let's see. High cuts, that's what we want. Okay. Put a little compression on that. A little 2 to 1. We're going to do a slow attack. Fast, release. Let's go back to track 1 here. I want to get rid of this. Make that a slow attack. Fast release. There we go. There we go. Track 2. So now those are our kick drums. Let's go over to track 3. And let's also turn down track 3. Let's mute it. It's our kick out. We don't want that much. It's completely off. So I'm controlling the fader with this red knob here. So you got to kind of use your ears because you can't see the fader in Studio One unless I move the plug, and I don't want to do that. Which is fine. It's totally fine, right? Snare. I'm going to lower these kick drums a little bit. What's going on here? Kick out. What am I got going on here? Kick out. I'm doing the kick in right now. Track 1, kick in. Track 2, is it because it's muted? No, why is the volume not working for kick? It was working before. There it is. I had the wrong button pushed. Okay, so to control the fader, there's a master volume output, and there's of the plugin, and there's also volume. Volume is what does the fader. This one does the master output of this, and we don't want that. Let me just bring that back to 0 dB and keep that a unity. That's my fault. So it's just getting the muscle memory down. That's all. That's all it is, right? So we're going to go to track 3 now, right? There we go. Let's turn the filters on. A little bit of 5K here. So now that we've turned up some drive and really increased the volume, that's where you can go to this main volume output and turn down this particular output of this plugin. You'll see it at the bottom right-hand corner. Whoops, did I do that right? Yeah. See the main output? Oh no, that's the main out of the, that doesn't make any sense. There we go. Snare bottom. So let's mute these. Let's just do snare bottom. Get some more input here. Okay. Okay, so interesting. So even if the section is turned off, as soon as you touch this, it turns it on. So you don't need to turn it on with the button. You can just twist the knob and it'll turn it on. That's cool. Brings out a little bit of punch there. So let's do the same thing. Let's do a low cut here. Okay. Let's do a little bit of 5K here. Tighten up that Q a little. Let's do a little bit of compression. Slow attack. Fast release. There we go. And a little drive. Okay. What the hell is going on here? What am I doing here? So you got to get the muscle memory down here. I could see, oh, I see what I'm doing. What am I doing here? Why is this doing that? Okay, no, I was doing it right. Okay, I was doing it right. I was doing it right. So you're really forced to use your ears when you're not looking at the fader, which is good. See, part of the reason why it looks like it's slow is because I don't have the muscle memory down. Okay, so let's go to the overheads now. Snare bottom. for the overheads. So now we're on overheads. Here we go. Let's do a little bit of a low cut. Oh. There's our overheads. Okay, around 400. And we'll add a little bit of little AK there. Let's bring everybody else in. Go. Just listen to some rooms here. Turn that on. We have this. Yep, there we go. Let's do a little bit of a low cut. Let's add a little sustain. A little punch. Okay, we'll compress it a little bit. Slow attack, fast release, 2 to 1. Compress those rooms. Okay, let's bring the rest of the band back in here. So once you get the muscle memory down, the key to this thing is getting down the muscle memory. Does it sound good? Yes. Does it work well? Yes. You know, it's just a matter, can you get very, very fast at this once you start kind of dialing this in and you work with it a bit? Absolutely. I like the fact that you have one plugin on the screen right in front of you, right? You don't ever have to close the plugin. You just cycle through your tracks. You have everything right in front of you. Again, we're just using the stuff that comes standard with the package, the core mixing suite. But again, you can always pick different EQs. You could pick different consoles. We looked at that in the last video. I think it's really cool. It's just, it feels a little foreign to me because I'm just not used to it. This is the first time I've ever tried to mix with it. And I did this on camera on purpose, so you would see it in real time. I think it works really, really good. I think it's really, really cool. It gets a little getting used to. Again, you got to and again, what I love about it, and this is what we're all victims of that work in the box, you're not looking at the screen. You really got to look down and you got to use your ears and not your eyes as much, which is great. It just takes a little getting used to, that's all. Little acoustic. And you know what I find myself doing? Like I got this hand, my right hand, down here on this on the fader, right? Because this is controlling the fader in Studio One. And as I'm increasing and boosting frequencies and I'm level matching and I'm kind of twisting this and I'm kind of riding it up and down to kind of blend it in, which is kind of cool. So I mean, it is really, really cool. It is cool. I like how, like, again, after 15 or 20 minutes of doing this, or if you were to work with this and do one session, one mix session where you got to kind of feel your way around, once you get to that point, you'll be able to fly around this thing. And that's how it was when we did the MK2. If you remember back then, we did the MK2 and it was the same thing. It was, once I got used to it, it was great. And once you get, hopefully, the fader section of this, when they put out the fader bank and you have the whole thing right in front of you, you can mix with this thing pretty cool. I really do. I really like it. I think it really does sound good and it works really, really well. Got a couple electric guitars, one on the left, one on the right. Let's work the one on the left. That's why it's pan left. I mean, yeah, I mean, it works really well. It's a cool piece of kit, man. It really is. It's just getting that muscle memory down. So that's a quick little mix. I mean, I know it's not much. Drums, bass, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, a little bit of a piano. I mean, pretty good. I mean, I don't got the gain staging or anything right. I don't want to spend an hour doing this, but again, it's pretty cool. And I think if you open up the plugin here, well, you see, yeah, you'll see all the changes that you made on the console one. It'll all be in here. Now, I guess if we were to take this all away, can we take it all away? I will say this, it has that, I mean, again, we just quickly dialed it in and we're not using any of the other kind of consoles, but it does have that warmth, richness that sounds like analog to me. When I work on my console, you could hear how when you bring it in, it just sounds warm and fat. Here's before. And I think that has a lot to do with the drive circuit, the character circuit. What happens is it doesn't get too thin and brittle. I'm boosting a lot of top end on a lot of these tracks. It doesn't get brittle. It stays nice and warm and thick, which is what I kind of like, which is what I love about analog. Not that other channel strips don't do this, but this sounds like this. Now, again, you know, let me know in the comments below. If you want me to do a couple more videos with some other channel strips, I can. I want to try to keep this less than 30 minutes, this video. This is the plugin that you get when you purchase this. All the other ones, as I said, if we load up here, you can see all the different ones. We're just using the core, but we could try some different consoles afterwards if you'd like. Just let me know in the comments below if you want to do that, and we'll do that. But this is what you're going to get when you get it. So does it sound good? Yes, it sounds really good. It does. For someone who just tweaked it in, it sounds good. Is this thing feel better than the first one? It does. I love these knobs. They did a hell of a job with the encoders. It feels great. It really, really does. It's just a matter of getting the muscle memory down. You'll be able to whip through this thing in no time. You'll be able to whip through this thing in no time. This is the only other product that even comes close to this. It's just a matter of what you like. One or the other is the SSL UC1. But that only controls the SSL plugins. We've talked about that before, but if you dig the SSL thing, that's your thing. This feels just like that once you get the muscle memory down. It has that high quality feel like the UC1, by the way. And this has a little more flexibility in that you have more plugins that you can control. We didn't even dive into controlling the universal audio plugins if you have those installed on your system. That's cool. So this has more plugin control flexibility, pardon me, than the UC1. It feels as good as the UC1. It's just a matter of you like this layout, and if you like the GUI, and if you like the way it integrates, and it's such a personal thing, I can't tell you. You got to try it and see if it fits into your workflow. I'll end on this. If you have the MK2, the first one, and you love it, and you love that console one thing, and you want to know whether this is worth the upgrade, I think it is. From build quality, overall feel, it's better. It's laid out about the same. The GUI isn't really changed that much, which is one of the things I don't like, but it's got that same thing. The sound quality is the same. It just feels like a better piece of equipment. It feels better in the hands. So if you like the original Softube, you're going to love this thing. If you don't like that original Softube and it's not your kind of thing and you're thinking, is this going to change your mind? I don't know that it is, because it's laid out exactly the same way. The feel is better, but the mechanics are all the same as the first one. This just took the first one and improved on the overall build quality of it. That's what it did. So anyway, I hope you found this little mixing demonstration helpful to you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll be sure to get back to you. Again, use the link in the description box if you want to pick this up at Sweetwater. Thank you so much in advance. I appreciate that. And like I said at the beginning, I want you to go to homerecordingmadeeasy.com because I want to give you that free mixing course. We're talking about mixing. It's right on the homepage. You can't miss it. It's my gift to you just for visiting Home Recording Made Easy. And if you take that course and you want to take one of my other fully featured training courses, and I have everything from beginners to intermediates and advanced for recording, mixing, and mastering, I want to give you a coupon code to get a discount. Take 25% off any course on the website. Use the coupon code YouTube25. That will do that for you. And until the next video where we talk a little bit more about the Softube Console 1, I've been Dave with HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you guys in the next video.